Before we begin, I would like to redirect you to this video I made much closer to the launch of Modern Warfare 3. This video is a general feedback on what improvements I would have liked to have in the game post-launch. Now if I don't mention anything from that last video, it's either because my opinion has changed, or I don't consider it an issue. Or because it was just straight up ridiculous. We are also 5 months into this game's lifecycle now, compared to the 4 days from the original video, so I'd say I'm much more knowledgeable about the ins and outs of the game as a whole. Without further ado, let's see where Modern Warfare Zombies is at 3 seasons in.
Monsters are real.
Like any COD game after Black Ops 2, we have a shitload of new weapons to play with. I'm not going to go over all of them, but I will mention the notable ones. Like the TAC Eradicator, the RAM-7, twice, the Soul Render, and the VR-11. At the launch of Season 2 Reloaded, players now have their own version of the DMZ exfil streak, called Containment Levels. You can raise it by completing contracts, with contracts in higher tier zones giving more points. While not every reward is all that special, the feature is certainly appreciated. On top of this, as of the launch of Season 3, we have another 9 schematics added to the game, including legendary ether tools, flawless Ethereum crystals, both the new Scorcher Wonder Weapon and VR-11 weapon cases, as well as a new classified category, which contains the Aether Blade, a Hell's Retriever on crack, which requires 0 charge and will insta-kill 3 zombies as long as they're in range, the Dog Bone, spawning a friendly Hellhound that can actually revive you and your squad if you down, golden armor plates, turning the armor bar gold and auto-replenishing it after a few seconds without taking damage, mags of holding, turning every regular weapon into a Dead Ops Arcade player's wet dream by removing magazines and being able to fire endlessly, and the keys to the Racism bike. But where can you get all this cool gear? Well, since launch, there have been 2 Dark Ether rifts that players can enter using sigils found in Tier 3 contract rewards. Within each Dark Ether rift, there are 3 contracts inside to score some extra goodies. On top of this, you can acquire an Elder Sigil, which essentially is a hard mode that cuts your time in the Dark Ether in half, in order for you to get some classified schematics. Not all the new schematics are locked behind the Dark Ether, mind you. 3 of them, that being the Scorcher Wonder Weapon, Flawless Crystal, and Legendary Aether Tool, are obtained by defeating what the community has dubbed Red Worm. And that does it for new stuff. Now I know what you might be thinking. Wait, we're 6 months into this game's life cycle and we don't have any new contracts or any new maps to explore? Of course not, you silly goose. Like last time, I don't want this to be a review, but I will be as brutally honest as I can be. The support for this game has been pretty piss poor. Season 1 was off to an amazing start as we got the Rift, schematics, and the Red Worm. The Reloaded half brought a new Warlord. While the Warlord didn't have anyone jumping for joy, it was a nice change of pace. And then we saw the Season 2 roadmap drop, and all the Zombies content was being held until the Reloaded half. Meaning, if you only play Modern Warfare Zombies, like myself, you have nothing to do for over a month. Granted, Zombies is a mode that basically lives on replayability, and how much replayability the game has comes down to personal preference. But this roadmap is literally that fucking Squidward meme. Don't worry, it happened to get for Season 3. The TAC map still looks like an open world Ubisoft game with icons of the same colour. Granted, any veteran player knows what each icon means, but newer players just have to kind of guess. Thankfully, my issues with exfils for the most part have been fixed. Not only does it feel like more exfils are on the map by default now, but, in my experience, I've not had one break or bug out. While you still can't matchmake with a 4-person squad, if you help someone and they end up just being dead weight, you can now leave squads manually, which, thank Christ. Say if you and your buds were going to go into the Dark Ether, this action requires every single squad mate to also agree to go. So this change makes it so you can just leave and regroup with your teammates that you loaded in with. Schematic cooldowns. Hey guys, Editing Hooded here. So apparently during a creator call when Season 3 released, not only did they announce that stash sizes were going to be increased to 20, but they'll also be doing something to reduce the cooldown on schematics. Something to do with points. I don't know, I didn't really read into it. But as of the launch of Season 3, these changes haven't been implemented, so I still feel like they're valid to talk about, even if they are going to get changed soon. Okay, bye. Jesus fucking Christ. When I made my initial video at launch, the longest cooldowns in the game were the 2 Wonder Weapon cases, that being the Ray Gun and the Wonder Waff that took 2 days each. The problem has only gotten bigger as time has gone on, because now all the classified schematics are 2 days each, and the Flawless Crystal is fucking 3. With still no way to reduce cooldown manually. Speaking of issues that have worsened since launch, stash sizes. It's still only 10, but now with loads of new equipment, Easter egg items, tools and crystals, you basically have to do contracts in game knowing you're not going to grab anything you get from the reward rift except self revives and the occasional wonder weapon. Thankfully, any purchased acquisitions, whether that's through the battle pass, store bundles or giveaways, goes in a separate tab where it's seemingly an endless amount of storage. One last negative point, and this isn't about any one thing in particular, but it's more of an overall thing, and it's the lack of real polish. Most of the new content since Season 1 Reloaded has been released with some sort of issue, big or small, or just straight up not working, which can make the game exhausting if you play for long periods of time. On a positive note, the human AI received a fantastic change, in that they don't deal nearly as much damage to the player if you have armor on. Not much else to say, just a generally good change. So where does that leave us now? At the time of writing this, Season 3 drops in just a few days, but knowing that no new zombies content is coming until at least mid to late May, I feel confident that what I'm saying will undoubtedly carry over to the new season. The game still has potential, and for a good while it took advantage of it, but 3 seasons in, it feels like Modern Warfare Zombies is just a bit of an afterthought, and the content is only being put in because the game's already out and they've already started making it. The last story cutscene from Season 2 Reloaded felt like a lot of hinting at what to expect in the next game. Even the new schematics coming in Season 3 Reloaded look really uninteresting. It just comes across like they want this mode to be over and done with so they can move on to what's next. I apologise for coming across really negative in this one. I really enjoy a lot what this mode has to offer, and I really hope it improves by the time the 2024 title releases. I'll probably make one last video like this when the Season 6 Reloaded update happens, but until then, thank you very much for watching, and have a good day. Bye bye now.